Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. And today, I will be reading a multi-character extruder I will writing on Tumblr. So let's get into it. Todoroki Shoto. Baby was called from the daycare because Advent's teacher could not control their quirk manifesting. Daycares are ready for quirk manifestation. But someone heard Ray, and then it kind of exploded and they couldn't control the fire. Ray got startled, and her eyes blocked both toddlers from the outside world, as they were now existed in their own little igloo. He panics because he fears that they hurt themselves or each other by using their quirks. Scenarios would not tend to hug each other, a habit that they have had since they were little babies, and burning the skin or causing frostbite. He rushed to their daycare, paperwork long forgotten. On his desk, it is stormed inside the classroom, the small ice barrier, splitting the room in two, making his heart skip a beat. Motioning to the teacher to leave, he approached the block of ice, touching it with his left hand, watching it as it melted, and finally spotting his two little girls huddled together in the very spot of their igloo, trembling in each other's arms. He ducked inside, slowly approaching them as they untangled from each other and rushed to him, meeting them halfway in a crushing hug. They both sobbed in his chest as he wrapped their backs. Stretching them, he tried to get a coherent story out of them, but the only answer he managed to pry from them was a jumble of stories and sobs. Picking them up, he asked them where the stuff was, and after getting everything, he excused all three of them while at the daycare, leaving a now melting igloo for the staff to clean up. Back at home, he managed to get them to calm down completely and made them something to eat. It's alright. You protected each other like you've taught to. Your quirk activating is not your fault, so stop blaming yourselves. He didn't seem very convinced. Hugging them close. Once again, he loved to kiss on each of their little heads, blowing a raspberry on their cheeks, making them giggle at the feeling. He loved the sound of their laugh. You have no control over your powers, and that's okay. Me and Mommy will help you with that. Deep down, he was proud of his girls. They didn't lose complete control, and Ray managed to minimize their eyes from closing the whole classroom. He was extremely happy to have those two little things as his kids. They truly were his world. I'm so proud of you, my little snowflakes. Izuku. He thought his son was quirkless. You were quirkless. He used to be quirkless. So the logical thing was for you to get to also be quirkless. But nope, you were wrong. Turns out he took after his grandma, and he has a form of telekinesis. Nothing really strong since both of his parents are biologically quirkless. It was triggered while you were all chilling in your living room. Izuku was scribbling something in one of his notebooks, while your son was playing with his ear figurines on the floor. We were watching Kitchen Wars. Izuku's phone started ringing, and he shot up to get it, sending the notebook and pen flying across the room. They were ready for the inevitable crash, but it never came. Looking up, you saw both the notebook and the pen levitating a few inches from the ground, a slight green glow surrounding them. You were shocked, looking back and forth from your 4-year-old to the objects. Izuku was still talking on the phone and hadn't realized the revelation that was being displayed in the living room. Finally, the call was over, and he stood back in, letting out a damn squeak when he saw his son using his quirk. That was enough to break his concentration, and the items scattered to the floor. Your toddler looking back at his father with huge green eyes, chubby hands reaching out to him. In a flash, Izuku was on his knees next to the little boy, hugging him so close he thought he couldn't breathe. He peppered his chubby face with kisses, praise pouring from his lips like rain, as he raised the 4-year-old to the air. Baby giggles filling the room. You joined them on the floor, taking your fill of baby Midoriya pampering before looking at your husband, tears flowing down his cheeks. You hadn't seen him cry ever since your son said his first words. And even then, you couldn't blame him. His first words was Dada. So who wouldn't cry? He has a quirk. He really does have a quirk. Izuku brought both of you into a hug, crushing you to his chest as he kissed both of your foreheads. Thank you, he mumbled. It hit him like a truck how lucky he was to have you both. A beautiful wife who loves him for who he is, not for his fame, the Green Other Pros had warned him about. And a son who adores him and asks for him every second of the day. He didn't care about the quirk. He was only scared that his son would also get bullied if he didn't have one. But right now, everything was perfect. Bakugou. If you asked him, he didn't want your son to get his quirk yet. If he did, that meant that he grew, and he was not his little baby anymore. Your son was playing with his uncle outside, while Katsuki was sitting at the barbecue. He was simultaneously holding your 1-year-old, and you were having a heart attack, seeing your baby so close to fire. But you trusted Katsuki. Your son was laughing his ass off as he was chased around the table by 4 grown-ass adults. Be careful around the table. The fact that all 5 individuals said yes, Mom, terrified you. Heading back into the kitchen, you only managed to reach the sink before a scream pierced the air, and in a flash, you were back outside, scanning the yard for who got hurt and where. Then you realized that on your son, who had a hand outstretched in front of him, smoke leaving his palm, while Kaminari was laying face down a few feet away from him, a groan leaving the pro hero as a palm-shaped hole was etched on the shirt. Everyone was silent as he stared at your 4-year-old, eyes wide and all, and the sheer force of a single explosion. The person who broke the silence was Kirishima, who lay down on the loud wall, snapping you all out of your supper. Katsuki's gaze was full of disbelief as his son turned to him. Dad, I'm just like you. In one swift motion, your son was in his other arm, being swung around as their laps synced into one. Hell yeah, you are. Joining them, you ruffled your son's hair as you kissed his cheeks. A deep blush painting his cheeks as he had his face on his dad's shoulder. Bravo, bud. Sarah was next with the praise while Damina and Kaminari also whined about his Hawaiian shirt being ruined. For the next hours, Katsuki didn't let him go. We can train together and work at the agency and go on patrols. And as your son rambled on about the things you could do now that he has his quirk, he looked at your husband, a soft smile plastered on his features. He will never stop needing you, Katsu. He whispered as you kissed him softly on the cheek, catching a glimpse of a single teardrop leaving his eye before he quickly wrapped his face on your shoulder. I know. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I did making it. Anyway, goodbye.